So Sledgehammer Games is about to roll out a huge update coming tomorrow with a new holiday event with a whole lot of good news, and I'm going to be covering it for you guys today. Let's get right into the video. So when it came to supply drops, Sledgehammer Games has been doing a pretty good job in comparison to past Call of Duties such as Black Ops 3, whose supply drop system is literally like a slot machine. Not hating against the game or anything, because it was an enjoyable Call of Duty at the end of the day, but it definitely had one of the worst supply drop system I have ever seen in any Call of Duty that has supply drops within their games. But recently, Sledgehammer Games took out the special orders that you could receive whenever you visited Major Howard to obtain any new orders within the headquarters. This had me and quite a lot of other YouTubers out there worried, because with Michael Condrey and Glenn Schofield gone, no one knew what the future held for World War II. Speculations began to rise that the new weapons won't be obtainable directly anymore, seeing how the Reichsrevolver and the Enfield No. 2 during the Resistance event didn't even receive a special order and had to be obtained through supply drops only. But after taking a look at Sledgehammer's post on their community page, I couldn't be any more happier for both the supply drop system within this game and the future of World War II altogether. So let's go ahead and dive right into what Sledgehammer Games had to say. First off, there are going to be some content changes, which include removing the gold foil calling cards that players earned whenever they got a legendary or some sort of higher type loot from the supply drop system. This was extremely disappointing, however, seeing how some of these legendary or epic calling cards were just a copy and paste of regular calling cards, except that they had the gold strip around them. This made receiving these higher end calling cards unsatisfying and disappointing. Along with this, they will no longer be adding any more pistol grips to the loot pool. Thank goodness for this. I never once used any of the pistol grips that I earned from the supply drops, and sometimes I would even forget what some of the pistol grips even looked like whenever I earned one. Even in my most recent video, I briefly touched upon how we should be getting camos instead, or something along the lines of that we would actually use instead of these pistol grips. This brings me to my next point. Sledgehammer Games is also adding new categories of items so that we can expand more upon customizations for our soldiers and loadouts. Some of the new things that are being added are weapon charms, camos, and even reticles. Here is an image of a new camo that can be obtained from this new batch of supply drop content, as well as what the charms will look like. I would much rather have some of these things than the new pistol grips, only because they would never be forgotten and actually used. Plus, if you go ahead and take a look at the camo, for example, in this image, it's really simple, it's not over the top, it doesn't have any glowing effects, so it really does fit the World War II aspect of this game pretty well. The update will also avoid players from getting any duplicates within supply drops by lowering the duplicate rates so that the player can receive more new content in every drop. In addition to that statement, they are also rebalancing the category reward rates, which means when you open a supply drop, you're no longer getting 3 calling cards or 3 pistol grips in a row. There will be a much higher chance of you getting 3 different categories for each supply drop opening. This is fantastic in my opinion, because now all players will have the ability to access new content instead of those who play this game for hours upon hours, who by the way still don't get enough before this update was even announced. This brings life to the game and players to want to grind for something that seems to be worth it, especially when it comes to these type of events, because I cannot tell you how much the Resistance event turned me away from the game due to all the dupes that I was getting in my drops. It was ridiculous and made me feel like that there was no point of giving time to the game, seeing how I wasn't getting anything special out of these Resistance drops. Speaking of loots, remember those armory credits? Well, they're about to feel much more worth saving up now, because we will now be able to access armory drops, which means we will be able to purchase supply drops using our armory credits, similar to how we were able to purchase drops in Black Ops 3 with our crypto keys. Once again, this is great because now players have another way of accessing these drops rather than going through contracts, orders, or COD points. Finally, there will be an increase in the number of weapons and premium content per update, which means that there will be more new ranged weapons, cosmetic weapon variants, themed uniforms, so that the players will have more items to grind for. And before you panic and think that this is going to be Infinite Warfare all over again and that you won't have the chance to earn the specific item that you want, fear not, because there will also be more ways for you to earn weapons in terms of orders, contracts, and there will be new special orders to allow content that were harder to be earned through supply drops to be moved to special orders so that they can be earned in a much easier way. Altogether, this is an amazing update, seeing how there will be more content so that players will have the incentive to keep playing, how there will be more ways to get those new items coming to the game, and how there will be a higher chance of you earning these new items due to them giving you more pathways to obtaining the specific items that you want to receive. I honestly can't believe that this is coming from an actual Call of Duty developer right now, seeing how some of the supply drop systems have been in the past and how consumer friendly these guys have really been lately. This might actually even bring World War II back from the dead because of how dry it's been lately and give life to the game once again. But moving forward from some of these updates, we are also getting a new holiday event, like I mentioned in the intro of this video, in which it will be called the Shamrock and Awe, which is what it was exactly called back in Modern Warfare Remastered as well, when that game also had an event for St. Patrick's Day. Now, when it came to this event in Modern Warfare Remastered, we saw that they took the map Downpour and turned it into a daytime sunny version called Daybreak. Will they actually do the same thing for World War II? In my opinion, perhaps they will, but maybe with a different map that we've never seen before. And the reason I say this is because if we take a look at a post that Charlie Intel tweeted out on their Twitter, you can see what it seems to be a new map called Shipment 1944 on the PlayStation Store. And for those of you who don't know what Shipment is, it was a map in Call of Duty Modern Warfare and famously known to be the smallest map possibly in the entire Call of Duty franchise. And it could actually be remade into a World War II map for this game and for this event, which could possibly even turn into a permanent map. And that's always really exciting to hear, especially since we only got 9 maps to start with whenever the game launched. But overall, you guys, this event is going to be bringing a lot of good things, and this honestly has to be probably one of the best updates the Sledgehammer Games has rolled out in a while, ever since the launch of this game. So in the end, I guess you can say that St. Patrick's Day even brought a lot of good luck to this game too, huh? But anyways, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. If you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, as well as click on the bell icon so you'll never miss an upload, and I will see you guys all tomorrow when the Shamrock and Awe event goes live. I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks for watching, and bye.